Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I hope you all like and subscribe to this. We've got some other great content coming up today. So I have been hearing a lot of chitter and chatter on a lot of the barbecue forums about this combo, about this two-season combo. Funnily enough, I already enjoy some of the M&W Smokers seasonings. They really are absolutely fantastic, but I would have never thought to actually stack these together on a rack of ribs or a pork shoulder or a brisket or anything else for that matter. Our binder is going to be just plain water. We've got it in a atomizing sprayer. We're going to just use that. Our spritz will be just water. We're going to try and keep it as basic as possible so we can let these puppies shine. We are going to wrap in foil with, I'm not really sure what the liquid is going to be. You all just have to stick around for that. Come on and enjoy this. This is going to be great. So if you have more than one smoker from Smokin Brothers or any grill you can actually do this with, this is a little thing I do to let all the purge, which is in the bottom of this, seep to the bottom, so it no longer gets absolutely everywhere. What I'll do is I'll just put it right in there, I'll give it a little shake, all the purge will drop to the bottom, and we'll go ahead and peel our ribs out and we'll get rocking and rolling. We'll see you in just a second when we start cutting these and trimming them. So we now have very little purge lying all over the place because of that trick I just showed you guys on the ribs. See, a lot less than you would have had if you just cut that, rip that right open. Okay, so what we're going to do is this has not got a lot of meat on it. There's very few shine bones that are down here. We're using a Spaceman knife, which is blisteringly sharp. I'm talking is absolutely blisteringly sharp. That's not got a lot of bones in it, that's just got a lot of glistle. Unfortunately, you can't really test this out as you are. Okay, so on this side, I'm not going to really worry about this too much. We're going to kind of, see how this comes up right here and creates a nice little kind of fatter piece. We want to trim that down. And we are wearing a cut glove. Alright, I'm almost happy with that. Now we're kind of looking, got a couple of straggly pieces hanging off here. We'll get that on the back side. Did you hear it just cut right through that with absolute ease? So we have the traditional, what I call drap flap, which has to go. This is actually pork skirt. So we're going to go ahead, and this is insanely sharp. So that is the pork skirt gone. If you really wanted to dig on in there, you could. We're going to try and get as much of it off as possible. We did. We've got a little fat band in there. We're going to shave. We don't want to be throwing too much. I'm happy with that. A lot of that will render. Like I said, you're just peeling. We've got some bandsaw bonage right here. Give that a little nip off. Sometimes you have to give it the old Chuck Norris. We did. May he rest in peace. Alright. Like I said, we're being a little bit picky with this. I know we are cutting a whole bunch of this off. We're also serving burgers with this as well. Kind of round that off a little bit. Alright, I'm happy with that. We're getting, what do we have over here? Give a little Mr. Miyagi. Little chine bone action, that's that gone. Remember, we're just eating here, we're not eating for judges. I am unfortunately the pickiest judge on the entire face of this earth. Alright. Okay, so the two options on the membrane. You can either score it with your knife, you can remove it, or not even touch it at all. A lot of people are going to not touching it at all. That's 100% up to you. I'm going to try and get a piece of this right under here. Now, baby backs are obviously a lot easier to peel the membrane. Than your spares or your St. Louis. I don't know why that is. And the reason I peeled it was because of that fat glob right there. I did not want that to sit under my... If that was not there, I might have changed the party. That's why we didn't throw away our try and get a finger under there. That's what she said. Can I grab that? Rip. Like I said, these are a lot more complicated than the baby backs. Baby backs normally just come off in one sweep. You can use a spoon. You want to press that down. We've got a little bit in this corner right here. Oh yeah, of course you come off, the second to last piece comes off perfectly, of course. Nothing happens with that. We got a little bit in the corner, that's gone. We're going to now give this a little trim on the underside. I'm happy with the I also wanted to make sure that was not a gland or anything that was off-putting for my family. You can actually take the, like so, and then give this a scrape out in between the bones. A lot of people do this in comps. Right, I'm just kind of being picky now. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get rid of that glistle. We shall be right back. Okay, first thing we're going to do is go on with a tiny little bit of water in one of these new atomized bottles. Normally on a layered rib, you would normally go on with the SPG first, and then you would go on with the hog toss. So we are going to do so in that manner. We're going to nicely coat it. We're going to give it a press. Do not rub it. We're going to go ahead and flip this puppy around and repeat the process. A little bit of water. Our Stackhouse Original. Maybe give it a little tap tap tap. Look at the bright color of the stuff. It is absolutely insane. I'm going to give it a rolly tap, and then we're going to come up on the sides. Going to get that, just kind of dip around the place to get our sides. Not too worried about it. What's going to happen is these fattier pieces on the end, we're going to get them really good. Look at the color of that, people. Look at it. It's absolutely beautiful. Right, we're going to let and sit that sweat while our Smokin Brothers Vertical comes up to temperature. We're going to actually maybe, it's got seasoning. See, we went ahead and dabbed that around the place. Sorry, I'm ADD. Right, we're going to go ahead and let this kind of sweat in. We might give it another layer of hog toss. I'm actually going to give it a layer right now because I want this to really, because these are fattier ribs. Right, I'm happy with that. Looks amazing, looks beautifully red, just absolutely stunning. We're going to go ahead and let that sweat for about 20 minutes as the vertical comes up, like I stated before, and we'll throw in a pit. Alright, we're going to go ahead and throw these puppies on today. We're going to actually go on the second to bottom rack. We have a set of taco, what I call taco ribs, and what that will do is that we want to kind of shove that in, bunch it up exactly the way we want to cook it. We're going to close it. We're going to run these at 200 degrees for about an hour, and then we'll bump them up to 250 for the rest of the way. Alright, let's check our prize. See how that color's looking. Looking very, very red. Pardon my finger as usual. Wow. Look at that color, people. That color is insane. That is just water. Well, I gotta take you all off this. Check this color. Wow, that's insane. Look at the stunning color of this, people. It is absolutely gorgeous. Wow. So we're going to go ahead and flip this upside down. I've now gotten the color that I want. It looks amazing. We're starting to push some of that bone marrow out. We'll give that a little scrub off. Bing. So in this lovely cup right here, we have Heath Ryall's Bird Bath. Now we have it with some grape juice because I did not have an apple. M&M Smokers does not make a can it pop one of these off. There. Gloves are never fun. Anytime I've got liquid, that is what I do. We're going to go ahead and pop this back on the smoker in exactly the same place. Alright, time to give this puppy a quick check. We have our one and only trusted thermopens. Now, because these are eating ribs, this is going to be hot. Okay, these smell absolutely phenomenal. They really do. $184, $182. $197, a little hotter on that side. So what we'll do is when we put this back in, we will flip it around. Bugger, that's hot. Okay, through the miracle of time, our stuff is now done. Now this uses a full-size pan, doesn't use a little grease bucket. So we're just going to go ahead and drop this right down the bottom of the cooker. We're going to go ahead and put this to our side. We'll reuse that. Look at the gorgeous color of these ribs. They look phenomenal. But we got one more step to do to them to make them real good. We're going to go ahead and use meat whiskey to finish this off. Alright. We're now going to reach across and grab this. We're going to go ahead and close her up for about 30 minutes just to let that sauce kind of tack up. We're going to make sure we get the corners real good so they don't burn. Okay, the ribs are finished. Let's let some of that smoke clear out first. We'll let y'all see these gorgeous they got that flop. They got pull back on the bone. They look absolutely phenomenal. Let's go ahead and put them on the tray and we'll go ahead and slice them up and try them. Okay, let's go ahead and unpack these ribs. We're going to see what they're like. They've been resting for a little bit. This is the final product. We're going to lean across here. We're going to grab the expandable. They look absolutely phenomenal. They look just amazing. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that just beautiful? The fat looks amazing. It looks really nice and caramelized. We're going to go ahead and pour some of that beauty juice on top of it. We're going to go ahead and cut one of these puppies off. There is one. And two buttery tender rib. Looks just amazing. Flavor. Look at the smoke ring. Looks absolutely wonderful. The color on the outside. The smell is absolutely wonderful. Let's go ahead and give these a try. We'll see you in just a second. Alright folks, in true fashion, here we have this gorgeous rib. Let's go ahead and give this a try. This is a St. Louis cut. I normally prefer baby backs, but they had these on special. These are the M&W hog toss with M&W everyday rub with M&W's meat whiskey on a Smokin Brothers Vertical in the back. Cheers. Sorry for eating in front of you. Wow. Very savory, sweet notes, very barbecue, very smoky as well. Which is something that doesn't really come hand in hand with a pellet grill. You can see the smoke rings popping out on it. Not fall off the bone. Rib is cooked perfectly. This is awesome. That is definitely not lacking flavor in the smoke category or the seasoning category. M&W smokers, y'all rock. These are fantastic. Now, this is what I call the end knuckle. See that meat right there that's in between these little knuckles is phenomenal. It's like bacon. Perfectly cooked rib. The Heath Ryall's butter bath is obviously just contributed to the moisture and flavor of this as well. Just awesome. Probably some of the best St. Louis ribs I've ever had. Can't really complain. Wow. Really just a complete entire different thing to what I'm used to. I'm normally used to kind of bland ribs. These slap. Well, I'm going to go cut up the rest of these. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.